There is no starker contrast than that between the prosperity, consumerism, and social breakthroughs of the Roaring Twenties and the plummeting economic devastation and panic of the 1930s. The 1920s are depicted as the glittering, lighthearted era of flappers, the Charleston, and speakeasies. When World War I came to an end and the people had tired of the sacrifices that they were required to make during the frugal and dire war times, a newfound materialistic approach to happiness took the country by storm. Social progress and women's rights became prominent as women gained the right to vote and flappers emerged and flourished within society. With the public's eager acceptance of anything new and a fresh interest in leisure activities such as music, theater, and movies, the 20s are a distinct era marked by significant social changes. When the stock market crashed in October of 1929, the economic system rapidly underwent significant and severe changes. The depressing 1930s impacted the social dynamic of society as much as it affected the economy, regressing it in some ways but causing growth in others. The materialistic American way of life that had thrived during the 20s had transformed. Many fathers had to leave their families in search of work, which caused much inter-family turmoil and reinforced the idea that a woman's proper place was at home. Suicide rates skyrocketed and the level of crime in urban areas rose significantly. People of all social classes felt the effects of the Depression. It brought many groups together. However, it further drove the wedge between whites and blacks as competition and discrimination in the workplace intensified. Radios linked people. Whether it was daily news or sporting events, people came together to listen. Movie attendance dropped in the beginning of the Depression but picked back up as people began to look for a distraction to divert them from the desperate economic conditions. Hollywood and Broadway continued to make pictures as the Depression settled in, and Walt Disney's reign as animation king ensued. Mini-golf carts and other such cheap forms of entertainment gained in popularity as well. The repeal of the Prohibition Amendment also encouraged social gatherings. While the Great Depression caused much change and turmoil in American society and culture, it didn't destroy it or regress it into complete traditionalism. The new social dynamic of the 1930s revolved around community, generosity, and the dignity of the common people. The values of the 1920s were not completely lost, as most Americans still strongly believed in the American way of life throughout the times of economic depression and despair. When the 1940s came around, bringing World War II, it brought growth and change to the United States through the booming war economy and a new wave of innovation, futurism, and opportunity that revived America from the Depression and changed the social structure of the workforce, bringing women back into a position of importance in society.